first responders to get out of their cars and get transported to a hospital if it's a nurse or a doctor who has to get there, or our other first responders who are paralyzed, who need to get around. So they do an incredible job, and I'm so grateful to always have them at the ready to help their fellow New Yorkers. So they'll be staged across Long Island, New York City, and the lower Hudson Valley, and really ready to just jump in and support any areas where the most help is needed. We'll also have 25 vehicles to support downstate response operations and local partners. Now, speaking of vehicles, I want to point out something we have behind me. You have not seen this before because it's brand new. We just acquired this snow and ice rescue vehicle, and what it does is it's able to hold upwards of 20 people. Imagine that this goes along the road. Look at this, can go anywhere. Goes along the road, along the thruway. Cars are stranded. I've seen this firsthand many times in Western New York. And they're able to pick up people who are stranded in their vehicles and transport 20 at a time. So I am sending this vehicle right to Long Island to be ready and positioned if we need help on the highways and byways downstate. So you won't be seeing this tomorrow because it'll be on its way to Long Island, but I'm grateful we have that capability now to support us. So there'll be 25 other vehicles heading down. Division of Homeland Security Emergency Services has already activated our State Emergency Operations Center, which I'm a frequent visitor in the wintertime, and I'll be over there to check in on how that is going. That'll be open before the storm starts. And we've offered support to all impacted communities. You know, our team has either directly spoken to county leaders. I'll be making more calls again, but also just offering full assistance from the state of New York. We are partners, we're experienced, and we want to make sure we're a hand to you during these situations. I also spoke to Mayor Mondani already to offer assistance. Our team's been in touch, as I said, with the leaders in all the neighboring counties and also with their managers, emergency managers. We're also stockpiling extra equipment and emergency response personnel at the ready to be deployed. Now, DOT, Thruway Authority, have more than 2,000 plows at the ready to clear the roads. We have over 5,800 utility workers across the area ready to respond and repair as soon as possible. This is, again, a situation you do not want to be in any longer than necessary. If the power goes out, you can't leave your home, the snow is piling up outside your door, the kids are crying. If I sound like I'm speaking from experience, I am. So, and those who rely on mass transit, now MTA is closely monitoring this storm and ready to make sure that the platforms and the stairs are salted and all the equipment and infrastructure is ready to operate. But this is why, if you expect to and hope to travel on our downstate public transportation network over the next couple of days, you need to check and make sure that service is not being disrupted. We'll know more specifically in the morning, so stay tuned to the MTA website as well. Expect widespread flight cancellations. The airports downstate will not be functioning anywhere near normal situation on Sunday and Monday, and probably lots of cancellations. So here's what I need New Yorkers to do. Just stay attuned, watch the forecast, watch the news, follow apps, and make sure that you're up to speed on what is happening. If there's any local warnings and advisory, for example, you need to know if you really do have to go out, and I encourage you not to, you need to know if there's a travel ban. You do not want to be pulled over and have to force our emergency personnel to try and get you off the road when they might be trying to save someone else's life. So just please be smart and make sure there's not a travel advisory or a complete ban on travel when you're heading out. So make sure you follow those as well. Again, I would just, if you can stay home, and I have such respect for all the workers, the men and women of our teams that will be out there on the streets to keep you safe, certainly in all the counties as well, the emergency personnel, the police, the firefighters, the EMTs, everybody, the plow drivers. My gosh, those are our heroes in the wintertime, and I'm so grateful for all of them really going out there in the worst weather when others are sitting home, and I can't tell you how much this means to me that we have such a dedicated team of public servants. So if you're able to work from home Monday, please communicate that to if you're an employer, please communicate to your employees now so they can have telework. If you have to be out there, make sure you have supplies in your vehicle, blankets, shovel, flashlight, extra batteries, food, water, even extra clothes. Make sure your cell phone is charged. I can't tell you how many people said they couldn't call for help because they hadn't charged their cell phone before they started traveling. And as I mentioned, those plow drivers, please give them lots of space. Their work is so hard. I've traveled with plow drivers. I've been in the passenger seat. What they have to experience during a blinding snowstorm or blizzard with no visibility, they have to stay out there to keep the roads as clear as we can. And if you're getting close to them or cutting them off, you've just created a really, really dangerous situation. So please do not do that. So we know how to handle it, but we just need the room to work. All right, you've seen me give you tips on how to shovel snow. It hasn't changed, folks, not in the last month. You are at risk of a heart attack. This is real. It has happened to people I know. When you go outside and the snow is heavy and it's wet and it weighs a lot more than it looks, and you dig down and you pick up a large amount of snow and you think you're fine and you're not. So shovel smaller amounts on the shovel. You don't need to be a hero, and start as early as you can so there's not a high accumulation. But keep the sidewalks as clear as you can so we don't have slip and fall. Check on your elderly neighbors. Make sure your pets, if they go outside, keep an eye on them. They can disappear in a snowbank. I know this. Also, stay inside as much as you can, as I mentioned. It should warm up a little bit, though. This does not seem to be the situation we had where it stayed cold for so many days and weeks afterward that the snow simply could not melt. So it is our hope, we wish this was not happening at all, but since it is, that it can be cleared more quickly, and by the next weekend, we're up to much balmier weather. So last things, text 333-111 with your county or borough name to receive the latest emergency updates. That is the quickest, easiest way to know what is going on. And as I said, this is not new for us, but the impact is going to be very much extraordinary, out of the ordinary, and something you need to take very seriously. So we're giving you warning here on Saturday. This is going to hit hard tomorrow and Monday, and then we'll get through it. So New Yorkers, we know we're tough, but the best advice I have for you this weekend is stay home and cheer on our Americans as we continue through the final days of the Olympics. So go USA. And let me turn it over to our Acting Commissioner, Homeland Security and Emergency Services, Terry O'Leary. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Governor. To reiterate what the Governor said, this is not a regular snowstorm. This is a blizzard. So in addition to staying off the road and not driving, understand that the wind conditions do make this a blinding situation. It can be disorienting to be outside, even though the temperature will be in the 20s. Do not go outside during blizzard conditions. Make a plan, hunker down, and stay where you need to be Sunday night through Monday night. The Governor mentioned that we have been coordinating with our partners at the state, local, and county level, and that we're activating the state's Emergency Operations Center. The state's EOC is where all the state partners are going to get together, along with our partners at the New York State Weather Risk Communications Center and the National Weather Service, so that we can bring in any problems that may arise throughout the state. We can decide what the best solution is and then deploy resources from the EOC. We already have our watch center tracking this storm. They've been active going back several days, and we will be fully activated tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Beyond that, we're also going to have staff in local emergency operations centers, including New York City, Suffolk, and Nassau County. It will not only be Office of Emergency Management that's there, but we will also have representatives from the National Guard as well as the state police. We're activating the state's Fire Operations Center. What they will do is they will oversee any search and rescue operations that the state engages in, including using the new snow and rescue vehicle, as well as anything that our partners with the state police, National Guard and their high axle vehicles, DEC, and Parks Police may do in furtherance of this storm. Our state stockpiles are open and they're ready to assist anybody. Within those stockpiles, we have generators that run all the way from 800 kilowatts on down that can help get critical infrastructure back online. With the winds and the heavy snow, we do expect that there will be power outages. Prepare for a power outage. If you see downed power lines, never touch them. Always assume that a downed power line is live and call 911 to report it in. The Department of Public Service is working closely with all state utilities, including LIPA and PSEG. PSEG on Long Island will be bringing in additional crews, as will Con Ed, ahead of this storm so that they are pre-positioned. Given the high winds, it'll be extremely difficult to do any repairs during the storm, but this way they will be on location immediately after the winds subside on Monday so that they can start restoring service. And finally, I would like to turn it over to Commissioner Dominguez, who's going to talk a little bit about all the great work that our partners in the transportation field are working on. Thank you, Governor.
Thank you.
Governor, good afternoon, and thank you as always for your leadership. You know, we had a nice week last week. It actually got above 30 degrees in some parts of the state, and allowed some snow to melt. But many of us were hoping, quite frankly, that the worst of the winter was behind us. But it's clear that Mother Nature is not done with us this season as yet. And as the governor pointed out, we are in for quite a snowstorm. So the Department of Transportation has been monitoring the storm and actively preparing for the last several days. We've been in constant contact with our partners. It really is a statewide effort led by the governor. All agencies, all teams coordinating emergency and transportation entities, as well as law enforcement, to make sure that we've got a good operational plan in place. And indeed, we are ready for this storm. This storm, as the governor pointed out, is going to be intense. Sustained snowfall, wind gusts up to 60 miles an hour. And in parts of the state, it's going to vary what the wind speeds are, but we can guarantee certainly the coastal communities are going to receive significant wind. All of these create blizzard conditions. So, yourself, and please take heed of what she said. My best advice is to follow what the governor said for all New Yorkers. If you don't have to go out, please don't. Stay home. Wait for the storm to pass and wait for our teams, New York State Department of Transportation, Thruway, all of our local DPWs, give us time to clear the roads. You know, Governor, we're sending additional personnel, 127 additional operators, supervisors, and instructors down to Long Island and the lower Hudson Valley, which are going to be impacted significantly. But the bottom line is it doesn't matter where you are in the state, there will be an impact for this storm. So all of the equipment that we're moving down, the personnel, et cetera, we're in place, we'll be ready for this storm. We're implementing, importantly, a commercial vehicle restriction on our state highways. Beginning at 4 p.m. tomorrow, that's 4 p.m. Sunday, all empty commercial vehicles and tandem tractor trailers are going to be banned from travel on Interstate 84 and all roads south of Interstate 84, including the Thruway. This includes all major thoroughfares like I-95, the Cross Bronx Expressway, the Long Island Expressway. These are all roads south of I-84. So that's an empty and tandem commercial ban, and all other commercial vehicles will be restricted to the right lane only. So if you're traveling through New York, you have to be in the right lane. And that's going to be on all commercial vehicles south of I-84. Please take this storm extremely seriously. Do your best. Stay off the roads. And lastly, you know, it's been a heck of a winter, as the governor pointed out, and our DOT crews have been at it 24/7, literally day after day since late October. They've been out keeping our roads safe since the first snowflake fell last October this winter. So, like all of us, I think they've had their fair share of snow and they're ready for some sunshine. But honestly, they're the best snow fighting crew in the country, and I just want to publicly thank them. They are so focused on the mission and to keep everyone safe on the roadways and the operational capability. I just want to extend my hand of thanks and let them know, the governor said, we're extremely proud of them. So let's each of us do our best to make sure that when you see a snowplow out on the road, steer clear of them, don't crowd the plow. Thank you.
Any comments from our state police or the the National Guard?
Just real
Superintendent
brief.
Shays?
Thank you, Governor. Certainly, this is about the public. This is about your life, safety. In essence, this is about the resources coming together collectively. It may be a lofty goal, but the idea is to get through this storm without any loss of life. Certainly, we're prepped and prepared to do that. Thank you, Governor.
Yeah, as you're hearing, this is going to be a brutal blizzard. And even if it's a short duration, we are vulnerable here. A lot of people need to know that this is a heightened situation. We need people to listen to what we're asking them to do, which is stay off the roads, stay home, and life will be back to closer to normal on Tuesday, but just bear with us as we ask all New Yorkers just to heed these very serious, dire warnings. Any questions? All right. All right, thank you. Carol.
This has been breaking news.
It's the old adage, the calm before the storm. That's today. We are tracking snow for late tonight, Sunday into Monday. The brunt of it during Sunday night when the snow will come down very heavily. And there will be about a 12 to 18-inch snowfall for the coastal areas, a little bit less as you go north and west. Blizzard conditions, though, because of the strong gusty winds Sunday into Monday. Tuesday will start getting better.
This is breaking news.
Okay, here we are again. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining us for this important storm weather update. Here with me today is New Jersey State Police Acting Superintendent and State Director of Emergency Management, David Sorotowicz, Department of Transportation Acting Commissioner, Priya Jain, President and CEO of New Jersey Transit and Executive Director of New Jersey Turnpike Authority, Chris Calori, and New Jersey Board of Public Utilities Director of Reliability and Security, Frank Gaffney. So I have just declared a state of emergency effective at noon tomorrow, Sunday, February 22nd, for all 21 counties in New Jersey, as we prepare for dangerous winter weather conditions from Sunday into Monday. This includes heavy snow, especially along the coast, extremely high winds, and coastal flooding. Blizzard warnings are in effect along coastal New Jersey for the first time since 2022. So I know we just got through a historic winter storm just a few weeks ago. We all did it together by heeding warnings, staying off the roads, and taking public safety seriously. Now we have another serious winter storm on our hands, and my top priority is your safety. So I am urging you to make plans to stay off the road Sunday through Monday. That means today is the day to get the water you need, to get the food you need, go to the grocery store, so you can stay off the roads tomorrow and Monday. I was briefed late this morning by the National Weather Service, and here's what we are expecting. Across New Jersey, we expect between 10 to 20 inches of snow. The heaviest snow right now is expected along the coast. The heaviest snowfall is expected between Sunday night and Monday morning. Snowfall during this time could reach 2 inches per hour. Winds will be much stronger than the storm in January, between 35 and 50 miles an hour. The strongest winds are expected Sunday night into Monday morning, especially along the coast, where gusts could reach up to 55 miles per hour. So what you should be hearing is these are very dangerous driving conditions. So please plan to stay off the roads. We're taking precautions. We're making preparations. Our State Emergency Operations Center will be activated and staffed throughout the duration of the storm to support all 21 of our counties. The Lieutenant Colonel will speak more about that next. I've directed our transportation heads on their preparedness plans, including to clear snow on the Parkway and the Turnpike as quickly as possible. We saw their incredible work in January, and I just want to thank everyone in advance. There are going to be some long nights here, but I really appreciate the dedication of all of our public workers. Also, we're closely monitoring the situation to make a determination about commercial vehicles on state highways. We'll provide that information as soon as we have it. New Jersey Transit is closely tracking the forecast and will be making service recommendations as we continue to get more information. The Board of Public Utilities is actively coordinating with utility providers to be prepared for any potential outages. This storm faces more risks than the last one because of the blizzard conditions and the heavy winds. Additional crews and mutual aid are being sent in and will be working around the clock to support residents. So I said it last time, and I'll say it again. We need to be prepared. We need to be safe. Get water, get all of your charging done with your devices, stay off the roads. We're getting a lot of snow and extremely high winds. Sunday night to Monday morning, stay off the roads. This will not only keep you safe, but it will help all of our public workers clear the roads as quickly as possible. Any emergency responders will be able to get where they need to go as safely and quickly as possible. So please, stay off the roads. Keep those devices charged. If you can, plan to stay home on Monday. And for those of you who can't, consider sheltering in place at work if you need to be at work. Check on your neighbors and go to ready.nj.gov for more information. I'm urging you again, do what you got to do now. There's a great hockey game on in the Olympics tomorrow. U.S. is going for the gold. Stay at home and watch that if you don't have anything else you could do, a puzzle, eat some chili. But whatever you do, try to stay home tomorrow and off the road. So thank you. I'm going to turn the program over now to our Acting Superintendent of the State Police, Lieutenant Colonel David Sirotowicz. Thank you. Thanks, Colonel.
Thank you, Governor. Good afternoon, everybody. And I want to thank the Governor, all my partners here, and everybody that will be working, again, as the Governor said, long hours. It is all greatly appreciated. As the Governor stated, we are looking at blizzard warnings issued for the eastern coast of New Jersey, and the last time we had this was in January of 2022. This means we can see sustained winds of 35 to 50 miles an hour, combined with blowing snow. Visibility of less than a quarter mile can occur, and all of this will be for over 3 hours. So think about that. Blowing winds, low visibility, a sustained over 3 hours. The rest of the state will remain under a winter storm warning. This means that we will not have the same strength of blowing snow, but the storm will still be very impactful throughout the entire state. As of now, snow totals, as the Governor said, from Sunday into Monday range from 10 to 20 inches throughout the entire state. We could see potentially 2 inches of snow per hour. The highest amounts of snow are expected to be in our coastal counties. It is important that you monitor your local weather to ensure you are up to date with your local weather report. I've ordered, from a state OEM perspective, the SEOC, the State Emergency Operations Center, to be activated starting tomorrow at noon to a level 2 activation. It will remain activated throughout the entire storm. By doing this, it allows all local, county, and state partners to remain connected with the state, so we can coordinate response efforts, monitor all traffic throughout the state, and monitor traffic throughout our state partners as well. Our function from an OEM perspective is to monitor impacts to travel, impacts to utilities, and public safety throughout the state, as well as share statewide situational awareness reports in connection to all municipal, county, and state partners. This includes any major incidents that may happen throughout the state and ensures we are solving complex problems in real time with all of our partners. We'll be in regular contact with representatives from the National Weather Service. We continue to get briefings from them for any changes in the weather along the way. We will coordinate with all 21 counties to provide them with the most up-to-date information for their municipalities in real time. The SEOC will also be monitoring for any requests, any state assistance that may be needed throughout our state. We also have search and rescue personnel available should need be. This includes snowmobiles, high-wheeled vehicles, which all enhance our response capabilities to help any problems anywhere throughout our state. We will also be supplementing our state patrols with additional personnel from the state police from various specialized units, putting them out on the road to ensure safety of anybody that may be out there. Tips for our residents. Please make sure your preparations are done now, as the Governor said. Get what you need to now. Fill your vehicle with gas. Charge your cell phones and any devices you may have. Check on the elderly. As we always say, this is a community. Our state is a community. Ensure the elderly, your neighbors, your friends, your loved ones are safe and they have what they need now. If you don't have to travel, I can't stress this enough, please don't travel. Allow our emergency vehicles and our plows to do what they need to do as safe as possible. If you see an emergency vehicle with their lights activated on the side of the roadway, please move over and allow them to do their job. You can also visit NJ211 for updated Code Blue information, which can help if you need a warming center near you. That information is updated in real time. Also, as the governor said, please visit readynewjersey.gov for all of our updated information. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Lieutenant Colonel. And next, I'm going to have President and CEO of New Jersey Transit, Chris Calori.
Thank you, Governor. As always, thank you for your extraordinary leadership as we prepare for yet another storm. I just want to, if it's okay, I'm going to do the Turnpike first. Regardless whether you're on the Turnpike or New Jersey Transit, our primary focus is to make sure our riders and our customers are safe. As the governor has said, and as the colonel has said, we want to make sure we get everybody on the roads and our trains safely to their destinations. But if you can not use the system so we can actually get through the storm that would be really appreciated. On the Turnpike, our biggest concern this time is going to be on the Parkway because of the high winds. We expect a lot of blizzard conditions, so we've already started putting out signs on the Turnpike and the Parkway, warning people to stay off the road starting Sunday night if possible, and we will obviously advise the governor on any developments on speed restrictions or others as the conditions warrant. We have 1,600 people and we have 100,000 tons of salt ready, and we're able to respond to any of the conditions that arise. On New Jersey Transit, our primary concern is to make sure we run a good service tomorrow all the way through the night into Sunday night on the trains. On buses and on light rail, we expect to run a service, but we want to make sure we monitor the conditions on the system because, as you can imagine, a lot of our buses go on the local roads and our light rail system runs on local streets. So we will monitor that situation to see what service changes we have to put in place. On Portal, I want to make sure I emphasize where we are. We are going to work with Amtrak over the next 24 hours to make sure that we prepare to protect the switches and other systems that are being built on Portal Bridge to just make sure we can get back to working as soon as the snow event is over. We intend to cross-honor system-wide within our buses, light rail, and trains through the snowstorm, and our cross-honoring on path and ferries continue for regular service for people who are using the M&E line and the Hoboken and the Montclair Direct. Again, I want to make sure that I emphasize the governor's point. This is about the safety of our residents. The sooner we can get the system back up, the better it is for all of us. But in order for us to do that, we need the time and space to do just that. So we really appreciate your cooperation. And one last ask of our counties and municipalities. We run 15,000 daily bus trips on buses. We move 500,000 trips on that. In order for us to do that, we need to make sure the bus shelters are cleared of snow. No point in running a bus service if those bus shelters are full of snow and mounds of snow where people can't stand safely. So as the event progresses, we're going to stay in touch with them, but I'm respectfully asking our municipal and county partners to help us now to make sure we can get back our bus service in time for the rush hour commute Monday afternoon and certainly Tuesday. Thank you. Thank you, Governor.
Thanks so much. Next, we have Acting Commissioner of New Jersey Department of Transportation, Priya Jain.
Thank you, Governor, for your leadership and planning efforts to make sure that the state is prepared for the storm. New Jersey DOT has been monitoring the forecast and coordinating our response with other transportation agencies. NJDOT will be activating our crews and contractors Saturday evening ahead of the storm, so they will be in position and ready to address the forecasted winter weather when it arrives. New Jersey DOT has up to 3,400 NJDOT and contractor spreaders and plows that can be deployed to keep the interstate and state highways clear. We have about 350,000 tons of salt on hand and about 3,500 personnel ready to be deployed for the storm. We will plow those and salt the road as soon as we are able to. SJTA has 83 plows, dump trucks, and loaders to keep the Atlantic City Expressway clear. They have about 3,800 tons of salt. Crews will be working around the clock through the storm and after the storm passes to ensure that the roads are clear and safe. With snow expected to be heaviest overnight Sunday and into Monday, we agree and recommend that people stay off the roads so our crews can do their jobs to clear roads and get everyone back to their work and to their whatever else needs to be done for them. NJDOT will deploy our inclined packages assets tomorrow afternoon on I-280 and I-78 at Jugtown Mountain between exits 7 and 11, where hilly conditions often lead to disabled vehicles. The inclined packages include NJDOT plows and spreaders, pre-positioning towing assets, New Jersey DOT safety service patrol and trucks, and coordination with New Jersey State Police. So stay safe, and as my colleagues have said, please go ahead, take care of things that you need to take care of today.
Thank you. And finally, Frank Gaffney, the Director of Reliability and Security at the Board of Public Utilities.